So today we are going to discuss about the Forest Conservation Amendment Act 2023. The question arises why it has become pertinent to the government to bring this act. Why government is in a hurry to bring this act? This is because the government is facing the challenges of development. In the development process, the previous forest acts is creating hurdle, and until and unless those hurdles will be wiped out, government cannot go for the development purpose. And that's why government has brought this Forest Conservation and Amendment Act 2023. Now, if you see the outline of this chapter, we will discuss about certain facts, then aim and objective of the government program, why government has brought this Amendment Act, then what are the previous acts which is creating hurdle over which this new amendment has come, and apart from that, what are the challenges government is facing even after the amendment of this act. So this will be the outline of the entire chapter. So before starting this amendment act, it is important to discuss about certain facts. In fact, the status of the forest is called the Indian state of forest resource. It is called India's state of forest resource. This was first time published in 1987. And every after 2 years interval, it is being published. Recently in 2021, Government of India has published this report, and according to the report, the total forest area of the entire forest area which is spread over the entire geographical area of India is 21.71%. And this 21.71% is actually 7,13,789 square kilometers, which is too less. If we talk about the 88 forest policy, the forest policy which was brought in 1988, according to that, the India should encompass 33% of the forest cover out of its total geographical area. But currently, it is just 21.71%. These are the facts. But point to be noted is that there is a difference between the forest cover and the tree cover. If the forest cover is 21.71%, the tree cover is 2.91%. So this becomes 24.62%. There is hardly any requirement of discussing all these things, but clearing your mind, I am giving you these facts and figures. ठीक है, तो this is the India's state of forest resource, which is published by FSI, Forest Survey of India. Forest Survey of India. And this Forest Survey of India comes under Ministry of Environment and Forest and Climatic Change. Are you getting my point or not? Last, are you getting? Okay. Now, what happens that despite we have lesser areas of forest still in the planning process, we require certain development. And for that kind of development, we require to penetrate even into this 21.7% area. That's why government has brought this Forest Conservation and Amendment Act 2023. Now question arises, what is the aim of this Amendment Act? The aim is to use the forest for non-forest activity. What does it mean? It means that if government is laying a railway line, government is going for the urbanization purpose, it can penetrate into this much cover of area. But what happens for this economic exploitation of the forest cover? Government has to amend the previous laws, and the previous laws which were amended are the Forest Act 2016, Forest Act 2016 and 17. Government under these two laws or the act, the law, there was a provision in the law. And what was the provision? That if government has to penetrate in this particular area, government will have to take the prior permission from the tribal Gram Sabhas. So this was basically a hurdle or the challenge, because whenever the government was executing any developmental activity, there were certain groups which were opposing the development projects. बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग होती थी. There was tug of war between the government officials and the local dwellers or the tribals. So government has to bring this kind of amendment, which is called Forest Amendment Act 2023. Now what government has done, that government has interlinked it with the legal framework. Government has also brought certain legal frameworks which can help the government to implement those projects. Now question arises, as per the Amendment Act, in which all areas this Amendment Act will apply, where the government can go for the economic use of the forest. So we will see it. The law will apply to which all areas? Which areas? So the first point is, it will apply to the areas categorized under Forest Act 1927. Second area is the border area. Border area means areas, related areas near to Pakistan, China, and other countries. Here, the government has made the rule that up to 100 kilometers of the border area or the 5 square kilometer areas, government can go for making the infrastructural projects. मतलब इन सारे एरियाज में जो कि बॉर्डर एरियाज हैं, वहां पे गवर्नमेंट डेवलपमेंट के लिए जो है इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चरल प्रोजेक्ट्स एग्जीक्यूट कर सकती है. एंड वेन एवर गवर्नमेंट इज गोइंग टू एग्जीक्यूट these projects, if at all it is required, government can clear the forest cover. Rather, government can also use it for the ecotourism, safari, etc. Even the security projects, etc. The third is, wherever the state government fails, wherever the state government fails, generally you might have seen that there is a strife between the state government or the central government and the local dwellers. So in such a case, what happens that wherever the state government's rules prevails, state government becomes weak. क्यों weak होता है? Because of the vote bank politics. वोट बैंक पॉलिटिक्स के कारण क्या होता है कि स्टेट गवर्नमेंट वहां पे वीक पड़ जाती है, जिसके कारण क्या होगा कि गवर्नमेंट डेवलपमेंटल प्रोजेक्ट्स को एग्जीक्यूट नहीं कर पाती है. So in that particular areas, generally what happens that these Forest Law Amendment Act will apply. So these are the reasons why government has brought this Forest Amendment Act. Despite this Amendment Act, there are certain challenges that the government has to face. और वो challenges क्या है? पहला तो community. What are those challenges? First is community or government, community versus government strife. Generally what happens that local people like the tribals of the various Gram Sabha go against the project because they feel that their livelihood will be at the stake, and that's why they oppose this project. Second thing, what happens, this forest cover comes under concurrent list. Now what happens that when it is under the concurrent list, state government will also try to make the law, central government obviously will also try to make the law. So in such a situation, what happens that the polity works a lot. The policies are made according to the politics of the vote bank. There might be possibilities that central government is looking for the project execution in a different way, and the state government is looking for the project execution in some other way. So the clear-cut strife comes between the state government and the central government as well. So next point is the decentralization of